What's up, y'all? It's Alexiana. Welcome to the Lexi Show. Now, if y'all familiar with the DL Whisperer, he was recently incarcerated, but now he's free again, thank God, and stuff like that. If you're not familiar with the DL Whisperer, he's basically known for pretty much exposing DL men and pretty much protecting black women and all the kind of other stuff. Pretty much explaining to women and stuff like that what the signs of a DL man are and stuff like that, and pretty much being able to tell if he's DL or not and stuff like that. And he's also known for his beef with T.S. Madison, in which had exploded in like a whole entire mess, in which I had did a video of it a long while back. Like, you go and watch my older videos and stuff, he drove by our house and everything and stuff like that, in which I'm going to read about it and we're going to get into some things. So, yeah. And also there's a video of it and stuff in which I'm going to play it. It's on the page called The Girls Are Fighting. It's on Facebook. I'm going to insert it right here. I'm going to read it. I'm going to pretty much read like the gist of what all happened, and then I'm going to give my commentary, and also I'm going to play the video. Again, this is on the page, The Girls Are Fighting. It says, DL Whisperer pleads guilty and apologizes to T.S. Madison, receives 8 years probation and permanent restraining order. I plan to put all of this behind me and never speak about her again. DL Whisperer, whose legal name is Naquan Tydre Palmer, pleaded guilty in court as part of a negotiated resolution accepted by the judge. The court sentenced Palmer to 8 years of probation, a $1,000 fine, first offender act eligibility, permanent restraining order, no contact with T.S. Madison directly or indirectly, minimum 1 mile stay away requirement, banishment from the Appalachian Judicial Circuit, mandatory probation supervision, and compliance conditions. The court also confirmed that a formal permanent restraining order would be entered into the case record. The dispute between T.S. Madison and DL Whisperer began after Palmer posted online commentary reacting to Madison's interview with NeNe Leakes, which included misgendering and language described as transphobic. Okay, basically, if you don't know, like, somebody just DM me on Facebook, but, yeah, if you don't know about the whole NeNe Leakes and T.S. Madison thing, basically, I watched the interview and stuff. Toward the end of the interview, NeNe Leakes, she had asked, like, about, she pretty much had asked if a man is gay if he dates you. Like, he was asking T.S. Madison that, like, considering the fact that T.S. Madison is a transgender woman, she had asked whether or not if a man is gay if he dates her. And pretty much T.S. Madison replied with, well, I don't date gay men, this, that, and the third. Which, in my humble opinion, I 110% believe that if a man does date a trans woman, he's gay. That's just my opinion, because, like, you're pretty much dating someone that was biologically born male. That does make you gay, in my opinion, pretty much. Like, in my personal opinion, there really isn't a difference between a gay man like myself and a trans woman. Like, there really isn't a difference between us, except one pretty much identifies as something else, which with me, I fully identify as a man. Like, there's really no difference between us except one identifies as something else and I don't. And they pretty much did some tweaks and adjustments to their body to pretty much achieve their goal, which I haven't. So, yeah, like, there's really no difference between a trans woman and a gay man besides the stuff I mentioned, but that's just my opinion. So that's how it started, pretty much, how NeNe Leakes had asked T.S. Madison whether or not it makes a man gay if he dates a trans woman, in which T.S. Madison replied with, oh, well, I don't date gay men, this, that, and the third, and pretty much, things pretty much escalated from there. It said the dispute between T.S. Madison and DL Whisperer began after Palmer posted online commentary reacting to Madison's interview with NeNe Leakes, which included misgendering and language described as transphobic. The video circulated widely across platforms, sparking backlash within LGBTQ+ communities. Following the initial post, Palmer alleged that Madison and her associates doxed him, a claim Madison has denied, stating she never engaged with him publicly or shared his personal information. The conflict escalated further as Palmer continued posting about Madison and made public threats and shared a video of himself driving past her Georgia home while the dispute intensified. This escalation prompted Madison to file for a temporary protective order after the situation moved beyond online commentary and into concerns about physical safety. And now we are going to play a video on this page, and I'm going to give my thoughts. This pretty much, you know, even though you know it's through video stuff, it's pretty much them talking in court and pretty much coming to a resolution.
Everywhere in social media. And unlike him, I decided to work with the state to understand that he is also a human being and has the opportunity to go forth and live his life. And that's all I would really like the individual to do, is to go forth, live his life, leave me alone. This crime definitely has fundamentally altered the way that I live my life. What began as an unsolicited online harassment in June of 2025 escalated over the following months into explicit death threats and documented physical intrusion into the space where I live. On January 23rd, 2026, Stephon Palmer live streamed himself driving from Gilmer County to DeKalb County, a 2-hour drive directly to my home, screaming out of his car window that he intended to beat me until I had an aneurysm, and then he wanted to watch me take my last breath. That is not commentary. That is a person announcing his intention to kill me on camera in real time to an audience in my daily life around my own safety. I cannot move through the world the way I did before. My home, which should be a sanctuary, became a location this man broadcast to his followers as a target. The psychological weight of that does not go away when the camera turns off. But at this point, I do feel that the courts have seen me as a human being and are doing all in their power to protect me as a human being, and I thank you for that, Your Honor. I would just like to apologize for the mental anguish that I caused to this incident, and that was never my intention, and like she said, I just want to live my life as well, and I plan to put all of this behind me and never speak about her again or anything of that nature, and I do appreciate the court for hearing me out, and hopefully it's something I can.
Okay, that's pretty much the gist of everything. And we are going to have some thoughts. Me personally and whatnot, I think this is best for both of them to, just forget about this and just move on past this and stuff like that, because with the deal whisperer, bro, if you're watching this, you already got 8 years, pretty much a decade of probation, $1,000 fine, so on and so forth, a permanent restraining order. Like, bro, you don't need to be getting in no more trouble. And let alone, like, I have read reports and stuff like that where they did claim that T.S. Madison allegedly doxed him and stuff like that, in which T.S. Madison did deny that. I remember she was on Jason Lee's show recently and stuff like that, and Jason Lee had brought that up. She had said, she never doxed him or anything like that. Now, could she be telling the truth? I don't know. Could one of her fans and stuff like that have doxed him and probably pinned it on her? Maybe. I don't know. But she claims she did dox him, but whatever. And one thing about old boy and stuff like that, he pretty much decided to take matters into his own hands and drive past her house and circle the block. Like y'all seen the video where he was like, T.S. Madison, look where I'm at, ho, this, that, and the third. And yeah, like, I hate to say it, but dude, you pretty much brought that on yourself. You let the internet get to your head and let your feelings and emotions get the best of you to the point where you did something crazy and it landed you behind bars. Not for a long time, thank God, but it landed you behind bars. And yeah, like did nobody pretty much tell you to drive past that lady's house, dude. You did that on your own. Like, whether she doxed you or not, I don't know. She's denied it. Maybe, like I said, one of her fans probably did it and probably pinned it on her. I don't know. Or maybe one of your fans and stuff like that probably did it and probably pinned it on her. I don't know. But yeah, like, you pretty much took matters into your own hands, drive past this lady's house. Like, no, that is unacceptable behavior. Because one thing about me, one thing I don't play about is my peace. Like, we can go back and forth and stuff like that and do our little thug thizzle online, but you drive past my house to disturb my peace, oh baby, like, you done crossed the line right there. I got every right to defend myself. Like, thank God you weren't crazy enough to show up on her doorstep and stuff, or else your ass probably could have got blown away. Because T.S. Madison had said she owns multiple guns, so yeah. Because drive past someone's house, bro, that is crazy work. Even though you just circled the block, still, like, yeah. You pretty much brought that on yourself. So, yeah, I pretty much hope that both of them, T.S. Madison and the D.L. Whisperer, pretty much just, you know, let bygones be bygones and just move past this and never speak about this shit ever again. And I hope none of T.S. Madison's fans pretty much bully and harass this man and gas him up to pretty much re-stir back up this drama. Because this man has already been through enough. He done got out of jail. He just pretty much just want to live the rest of his life in peace. And I remember Tasha K, I remember she had posted something and stuff like that on her page on Instagram and stuff like that, where she had said in so many words, like, there should be some kind of protective order for the DL Whisperer where T.S. Madison shouldn't speak on him, because like I had read in that statement, he's issued a permanent restraining order, which pretty much protects T.S. Madison from him, but that pretty much doesn't protect him from T.S. Madison. Like, she's free to talk about him anytime, any day, but if he so much as says one word about T.S. Madison, he's back in the slammer. So, even though I really don't know much about Tasha K, I don't watch her or anything like that, I agree with her on that part. Like, there should be some kind of protective order in place for him where T.S. Madison shouldn't speak on him. Because I'm willing to bet money on it. Like, there's going to be some crazy fans that probably are going to try to bully and harass him and to re-stir back the drama up and pretty much get him behind bars again. I have a feeling that that's going to happen. And before that happens, like, I hope there is some kind of protective order, or he decides to get some kind of protective order to protect himself from T.S. Madison and her fans as well, because, you know, both parties need to be safe here, T.S. Madison and him. Because like I said, like, that man has been through enough. Like, he just got out of jail. Like, he needs to live the rest of his life in peace. I mean, he damn near got a whole decade of probation, might as well say. So, yeah, like, I hope there is some protective order in place, or he decides to get some protective order in place that protects him from T.S. Madison, because just because she's free from being talked about from him, that doesn't mean he's free from being talked about through her, you know? So I really hope something like that does happen in the near future. Like, there's some kind of protective order in place that protects him from T.S. Madison. And also with the D.L. Whisperer, if you're watching this video, bro, like, I hope you take everything as a lesson well learned and just don't let this internet shit get to your head to the point where you do something crazy, because you were already locked up, bro. Like, if you ever do this, something like this again, it could get worse. So, yeah. I hope you take this as a lesson well learned. I hope, you know, you make better decisions moving forward, and you pretty much just dead this whole thing and just put it behind you and live the best of your life, live the rest of your life the best way you can, and continue spilling that content, because we all need that DLT, hunty. Lord knows we do. So, without further ado, that's just about it for this video. Like always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to insert my social media handles over here, as well as the description box down below. So feel free to add and follow me on those. So until next time, peace